I'm a mouse, duh. Hello, thank you for watching. I am a fan of the super basic bitch Halloween costume. I think it's because I'm a makeup artist and every Halloween, like this year, I've actually not really taken on many bookings at all because I want to actually enjoy it. It's not only Halloween, it is Goth Christmas. So I want to have a good time. But yeah, most Halloween, you know, it's just crazy. Most Halloweens, every makeup artist is rushed off their feet, run ragged. If you want to actually go out yourself, you end up not dressing up or doing something very straightforward. Last year, I had about half an hour to get ready and I decided to go with a matching mother and daughter costume for me and my kitten. I'd only just got there like a few days before Halloween. So I was a leopard and she was a baby bear. She also had bat wings that one of my friends got her, which was just the cutest ever. I'm so putting her in them again this year. But that I was actually really quite happy with it. I was quite happy to be a leopard for Halloween. And like I said, I could just do that in half an hour, get out the door, get a glass of wine in my hand. So that was fine by me. Just adjusted my camera so you can see my ears in their full glory. I actually was planning on doing something else for this video, but then I spotted these in my wardrobe. I went to California Disney in January. First time I've ever been to Disney. I loved it. I had the time of my life. And I figured, how many people have got some Disney ears sitting in their wardrobe? Probably quite a lot. So yeah, it's something you can easily get hold of or might have already. I reckon you could do this makeup in the toilets at work if you're going out straight from work in half an hour. If you're a little bit tipsy already, this would be achievable. So yeah, I hope you enjoy watching and I hope you feel inspired to create something for Halloween. Maybe something a bit more exciting than this, but let me know your quick Halloween makeups as well, because I just know, even though I haven't overbooked myself this year, that I will still be getting ready in a hurry because it's Halloween. So let me know if you've got any ideas for me and I hope you enjoy. Oh, looking great here. So I've done my skin. I did exactly the same base as I did in my last tutorial, so I didn't bother filming that, but check it out if you want to see it. And I've done my cheeks just a little bit stronger. So I've used exactly the same technique, the same products, but I've just deepened the contours of my face, especially just right back here towards my hairline, just to give my face just a little bit more structure, a bit more definition, because this is going out makeup, so why not? I've also primed my eyes and I've put some gel through my brows. So I used a tinted gel. I really love the Charlotte Tilbury one. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Legendary Brows and the shade is Linda. And if I'm just wearing barely any makeup, I have 5 minutes to get out the door, this is all I do. So I don't know how well you can really see how much definition that's added, but because I'm so blonde, I just have nothing. I have no brows. So this stuff's amazing. So I've kind of primed my brows using that as well. So I've zoomed you right in. Hopefully this is close enough. I've just primed my brows with the Charlotte Tilbury gel. I want a really fluffy looking brow for this look. So I'm now going to go in with this amazing product. It is the Urban Decay Brow Blade. There it is. And this is really cool. It's got a stain on one end. So it's a really fine little felt tip pen, super tiny, and then this end it's got pencil. So it's really good. It's something a bit different as well, although I think since they came out with this, I have noticed a few other brands have done these kind of ink stain sort of pen type of products for brows, but this was the first one I came across and I had to try it. I really love it. I wouldn't say I use it every single day, because I find it's a bit more time consuming than just doing my brows with, you know, a powder, a wax, a pencil, a gel, but I really like the effect, so it's worth giving it a try anyway. So I'm going to go in just here. So I'm starting in the centre of the brow and just kind of going out towards the outside edges. So into the centre and then out towards the tail of the brow. I'm just making the brows really fluffy. It almost gives you that kind of microblade sort of brow, because that's what they do when they tattoo your brows, microblade, then they add in the tiny hair strokes. So I think some people would really love this. If that's the kind of look that you like, try this, it's so good. I have the shade Taupe Trap. I don't know if this is the lightest one, but I think on me it's quite a good colour. It's maybe a little dark, that's maybe why I wouldn't use this kind of just for every day, just for a nice sort of subtle makeup. Maybe if I tried a lighter shade I'd like it more. So now that we've got these big fluffy brows on, I'm going to go back in with some more of the Charlotte Tilbury brow gel. I know a lot of brands do this. This is the nicest one I've tried. It has loads of pigment in it without it being too much, so without just kind of completely painting the skin underneath your brows. It just grabs those little hairs really well. And I'm going to just blend through some of that that brow stain. Is that what you call it? I think that's what it's called. So for the eyes, I think I'm going to use 2 palettes because I couldn't find one that had everything I needed for this. This is my favourite palette of all time. I think all of my clients will recognise this palette because I use it every single day, multiple times per day. It's the Urban Decay Naked Ultimate Basics. This has been out for a while now, and this is my personal one. I keep my kit and then my own makeup separate because my kit's got to be super clean and organised, and my own stuff can just be, you know, drawers full of chaos in my makeup room. So this is my own, but for my kit I've gone through 3 or 4 of these. It's my ultimate palette for working on clients. It's all mattes. It's got a big mirror. Oh, how dreamy. It's really nice to kind of help people choose their makeup as well, because it's got a couple of kind of semi sort of satiny finish highlight colours, and then the rest are all mattes, and it's got warm tones, it's got cool tones, it's got some colours to kind of make things smoky. So I really love this palette, but I also think I'm going to start off with the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye. I've had this for a long time now. I think they've even updated the packaging since I bought this. So don't judge me on how old this is. It's in quite good nick though, considering this is a very well loved palette by me. And you can see this is it's kind of similar in that it's all matte and you've got some warm tones and some cool tones in there. And I think I'm going to get started with this palette and then move on to the Naked Basics. So I'm going to get started with this. It's just a matte kind of, you'd call it a highlight colour, but I always think of a highlight as having lots of sparkle and shimmer. But yeah, essentially I'm just kind of very delicately highlighting my eyes and just lightly setting where I've put my eyeshadow primer. I think any makeup artist will tell you that we all love palettes that are all matte. It's just so easy to work with, and then you can add in shimmer from, you know, your highlighter or another palette or another eyeshadow. But I always start off working in mattes. I would never, I mean, never say never, but I would never just go ahead and put loads of shimmer through someone's crease. It just looks weird, it doesn't last as well. Very rarely would I sort of smoke anyone's eyes out using dark shimmery shades. It just works with mattes. So I definitely go in with all my matte colours first to kind of structure the eye makeup, and then I add in shimmer, glitter, anything non-matte kind of towards the end of finishing someone's eye makeup. I'm now going to take this kind of nice mid-grey here. I want to work mostly, I think, in cool tones today. I feel like that's going to suit this look really well. And I'm just going to pop that through the crease. So again, I'm going quite high because my eyes are a little bit hooded. So I need to make my eyeshadow quite big and quite kind of blown out in order for you to see it when I've got my eyes open. Because when my eyes are open, my eyeshadow, my eye makeup just disappears. So I make my eyes quite big. So I'm not kind of going for that real smooth blend just yet. I just want to get this into my crease, and then I've got some product down that I can work with and blend out. So I'm kind of using little blending motions as I go, but I'm not worried about this being super perfect just yet. And this crease colour as well, I am taking it out into a winged sort of shape, nothing crazy. But if you want your eyes to be even bigger, even more dramatic, don't be afraid to take your shadow out really far towards your temples. Well, it will feel really far, but it might not look it. And I think for Halloween, or even just for a night out, you just, you know, just go for it. You won't regret it. So now that I've got some colour down in the crease of my eyes, I'm going to start adding more depth. So this is kind of similar to my last tutorial in that I start light and then go darker, but I want this to be more smoky, more dramatic. So I'm going to go in with quite a dark colour now. I'm not going to build up the colour very much, kind of through the colour gradients. I'm going to go in with this shade just here. My eyesight is too bad to read the names on the back. But it's just this kind of mid sort of cool toned brown. There used to be a shadow from MAC when I worked for them that I was obsessed with that was this colour. I can't remember, it might even have just been called Cool Brown or something. I'm gonna have to look it up. And I still have like an archive of stuff that I collected when I worked for MAC, and I probably still have it in that, so I'm gonna have to look it up later because I was obsessed with it. It was like the perfect cool toned brown, but it wasn't black. It was, oh, it's lovely, and it really reminds me of this shade. So again, I'm not really too worried about my blending being perfect just yet, because I know that I want this to be quite dark. So right now I think my priority is like packing on some colour and getting some real depth onto my eyes, and then worry about kind of perfecting the finish in a little bit. You don't want to be too messy, of course, but I think there's no harm in getting that depth of colour down and then kind of worrying about the finish in a little while when the eye is a little bit closer to being done. And you can see I'm blending really quite far up. Just for like a regular night out, I do like to do that with my blending. I feel like it's a way that I can play with the shape of my eyes a little bit. And again, just use all this space that I've got between the crease of my eye and my brow. So I definitely wouldn't do this kind of shape day to day. I think when it's done really subtly, it's kind of too subtle for the, you know, to get like more of a dramatic effect. But definitely if I'm like switching up my makeup a little bit to go out, or for, you know, anything that I'm doing that isn't just hanging out with my cats, this is definitely a shape that I like to create on my eyes. So I wing it out the outer corners, and then I take my shadow up here as well, so it's in kind of like, it's following the curve of my eye socket, but then taking it that bit further. So now that that's blended out a little bit, I'm gonna start adding even darker colours. In fact, I might just go in with some black. My top tip for using black, I think it's quite intimidating, and I think it's one of those things that if you mess it up once or twice when you're doing your makeup, it could put you off. But the thing is, any kind of smoky eye is always going to look worse before it looks better. So I'm going to take just a tiny bit. There's a really good black in this palette actually, and I'm very picky with black eyeshadows, and this is pretty good. I would give this a solid 7 or 8 out of 10. I think black eyeshadows, it's so hard to come across a really good one, and this is pretty decent. I think it could be a little more blendable, but look, I mean, you get that really nice dark colour from it. And I'm using a smaller brush. I'm using an Urban Decay brush. I'll link everything down below. I've had this for so long that the lettering has almost rubbed off, but I will find out what it is because I love this brush. It's just nice and small, but it's still kind of soft enough to blend with a little bit. So I'm just starting to blend with this brush. So I'm just taking that black and just kind of using really small little motions, just blending it into where I put the grey. Might add a bit more black to this side actually, it's not looking as dark. I'm going to go back to the blending brush that I used for my crease colour. It's a Zoeva 227. I love this brush, so good for blending, makes it so easy. I'm literally just going over and just starting to just blend all that out. Get a nice smooth gradient in your blending. Now that that's all blended out, I want to work underneath the eyes a little bit. I want to try and restore some balance under there. So I'm gonna take that mid-tone colour that I used, this kind of taupe, grey, brown sort of shade, and I'm just gonna pop a tiny bit underneath and just start blending that through. So as I'm applying it, I'm going back and forth, so that that's really soft and there's no harsh line under the eyes that ruins a smoky eye sometimes. I'm also going to apply pencil in the waterline. I'm going to do that off camera because it's not going to be pretty, but I'm using the Kat Von D anti-precision pencil. It is massive, let me show you. It's huge. It's this massive kind of chunky pencil. And it just, if you want some drama with your eyeliner, this will do it, and it will do it really quickly. So for that reason, I really like it. So all I've done is put that pencil right in the waterline, and I've taken it just down a little bit into where I put the eyeshadow. Super easy, really recommend this if you're doing any kind of, I mean, you can use it on the top lids as well, of course, if you're wanting like a real kind of smoky liner. That makes it so easy and so quick. So for the top lid, I'm going to use this. It's the Too Faced Better Than Sex liquid liner, and since I've done a winged shape with the eyeshadow, I think I'm going to do a winged shape with this as well. That's the liner done. I was tempted to keep this all matte, but I am going to add some highlight to the eyes after all, so I'll do that before I pop my lashes on. I'm going to use this. This is brand new. I haven't used it yet. It is from Sleek, and I had no idea they had come out with individual highlighters. So I was having a little wander around my local Boots the other day, and I saw these and I was like, I love their highlight palette so much. The Solstice palette I've repurchased so many times. I've always got one. I've always got one in my kit as well. It's so good, and this just looks so nice. I think they had maybe 2 or 3 different colours, and this looked similar to my favourite shade in the Solstice palette, only it's bigger, easier to, you know, carry around if you don't want to take a whole palette of highlights with you. So I've got really high hopes. Don't let me down, Sleek. I've not tried this before. Yeah, I love it. Thank God. Oh, beautiful. I'll put some down my cheekbones as well. Didn't put any highlighter on when I did my face earlier. I tend to always do the highlight last, and especially when I'm working on clients, because when I'm doing my makeup, as my hands are kind of resting on my face when I'm doing eyes and things, or on someone else's face when I'm doing clients' makeup, my hands get covered in highlight and then my clients end up with sparkly faces. So I always do this last. Just makes sense. So I think the lip is where the mouse aspect of this starts to come in. So I want to use quite a natural tone. I was going to do a proper brown lip, but I still want this to be flattering, and browns don't tend to look good on me. But this, if I want to do like a brown toned nude, is my ultimate nude lipstick for that. It's a Jeffree Star Christmas cookie, and I believe this was limited edition 2 Christmases ago or something. This needs replacing. It's very old. Never do that. Do as I say, not as I do. I think it's like a permanent colour now, so I'm definitely going to get another one. This is on its last legs, but it's so good. It's so good. And I'm actually going to use a Jeffree Star from Morphe brush with it. I think, is this the only lip brush in the collection? I think so. But it's really nice. So I'm going to just grab a little bit of that, and let's have a bit of fun with this part, I think. So I want to make my top lip really stand out. So let's play around with the shape and see what happens. So the bottom lip, I'm not going to do it so exaggerated to give me like a little mouse effect, I guess. So I'm literally just taking a tiny bit of the lipstick and just putting it down here, and then I'm blending it to keep it really, really soft so I don't have a defined lip line on my lower lip. So it's just kind of smudged out on my lower lip. And then taking my eyeliner again, let's do the little whiskers. I might just do, let's see how this goes. I might just do the little dots. Oh, I need to press a bit harder with this. So every mouse needs a cute little nose. So I've just cleaned off my lip brush, and then I've got a pink. I think any pink will do. If you wanted to go a bit more dramatic, use a brighter pink. This is my favourite Colorpop lipstick. It's called Alyssa, and it's just such a cute colour, just, you know, for not drawing on a mouse nose. It's so pretty. So I'm going to take that lip brush, just go right on the end. I think when you're doing anything a little bit out of the ordinary, or even if you're just doing your, you know, like a everyday makeup and you're trying something new, the thing is, get some product on your face and then you've got something to work with. If you don't like it, take it off. But you have something on your face that you can look at and think, okay, am I happy? Do I need to improve this? What do I need to change? You know, it's really, actually, that's always what I tell people when I'm teaching. I do a little bit of teaching here and there. Always tell people that about eyeliner, trying to teach people how to do a winged liner. Get some product down and then work with it. Sounds really like simple, but it does help you just to kind of get started and figure it out. So I just took my jewellery out, took my nose ring out because it's getting in the way. Nose is on, whiskery bits are on, lip is on. I'm gonna pop some lashes on and then I'll come back. So thank you so much for watching. Ears are on and I'm ready to go out. Only not going out, but maybe I should now, who knows, make the most of Halloween season. If you try this, or if you try any other Halloween looks, tag me in your photos because I would love to see. Give me some inspiration, especially if it's quick and easy, because even though I haven't overbooked myself this year, chances are I'm still going to be running late. So I hope that this, maybe if you're not dressing up for Halloween, has inspired you to try more with a smoky eye. It's all in the blending. Keep blending until it looks good is my best advice for that. And thank you so much for watching, everybody. Bye.